Welcome back, everyone. Today, we are diving into one of the most interesting what could have been stories in superhero gaming history, the cancelled Flash video game. That's right, back in the late 2000s, around 2008 to 2009, a studio called Brash Entertainment was working on a big open world Flash game. Sadly, the project got cancelled when the studio went bankrupt. And the concept was actually pretty ambitious. Imagine this, you would play as Wally West, the Flash, in a fully open world central city. The game promised insane super mechanics where you could run up buildings, fight crimes, and even race across the city in seconds. Exactly. Early footage and design documents showed an impressive physics system. The developers wanted to make sure you didn't just feel like a fast character, you feel like the fastest man alive. They were even planning to use a unique combat where you could deliver dozens of punches in a second, slow down time, or create whirlwinds and super speed. Unfortunately, Brash folded and the project never saw daylight. But let's talk. What we could happen if the game was released? For starters, it would have been groundbreaking. Back then, superhero games were hit or miss. We had the Spider-Man games that nailed swinging, but every few heroes outside of Batman were done justice. If the Flash game worked, it might have set the foot of other DC heroes to get their own solo titles, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, maybe even Aquaman. Now, it could have influenced later superhero games too. Think about Batman Arkham Asylum that came out in 2009 and changed everything. If the Flash had been successful, we might have gotten into a very well Arkham level Flash franchise, maybe even a whole concentrated DC gaming universe years before the ideas of Suicide Squad or Gotham Knights. Not to mention, it would have given fans a chance to really experience supervised gameplay, something we haven't seen all these years. We might have been perfectly taking some sequels today instead of a cancelled dream. So in the end, the Flash game remains one of those great what ifs in gaming. A bold idea ahead of time but cut short before it could truly shine. So now, let's talk about some other games. Next we have the Superman Project Blue. The Superman game that could have changed everything. It was in development in the early 2000s, right? Supposed to be definite Superman experience after so many failed attempts. Exactly. The project was meant to put players in a fully open world metropolis, letting you fly, use heat vision, use super strength, basically be Superman. At a time when games like Spider-Man 2 were providing that superhero sandbox games could actually work, this had massive potential. But then came the problems. From what I have read, the technology wasn't ready for what they wanted, rendering an entire destructible city, giving Superman believable challenges when he basically invincible. That's not easy. And the publisher side of things didn't help. Warner Bros. Wanted a tie-in with Superman Returns, so Project Blue's original creative vision got tangled up with movie deadlines. That usually spells disaster, right? And deadlines force the devs to cut features. Combine that with financial struggles and constant studio pressure, and the game got canned. We only ever saw a few leaked images and early build online. Which is heartbreaking because imagine if it has released a proper Superman game in the mid 2000s with open world flight mechanics, huge battles against villains like Brainiac or Darkseid. It could set the standard before Arkham Asylum ever even existed. Absolutely, and if it worked, maybe we wouldn't have a weird place today when people still say Superman is too hard to make into a game. Project Blue might have proven that wrong 2 decades ago. Instead, what we got was Superman Returns tie-in game, which was, well, just say it didn't exactly lift up the Man of Steel's potential. So in the end, Project Blue stands as one of the gaming's what ifs. What if it had worked? What if Superman had got into his own Arkham Asylum style franchise long before Batman? We will never know, but hey, maybe one day we will get a divine destructive Superman game fans have been waiting for. Until then, Project Blue will stay in the Hall of Cancelled Legends. Thank you.